Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even to can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding. To please the yelping dogs. The gaps I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made. But at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill. And on a day we meet to walk the line. And set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders that have fallen to each. And some are loaves and some so nearly bowls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Or just another kind of outdoor game. One on a side. It comes to little more. There where it is we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across. And eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say else to him, but it's not exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top. In each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. Mending Wall by Robert Frost. The poem delves into the theme of boundaries and the complex dynamics between neighbors. The speaker and his neighbor engage in the annual task of repairing a stone wall that separates their properties. Frost ponders the significance of walls. They both connect and divide people. Speaker observes that there is something in nature that opposes the existence of walls. This force causes the ground to swell and dislodge the stones of the wall, creating gaps. The speaker describes how these gaps are wide enough for two people to walk side by side. Frost suggests that there is a natural inclination towards openness and connection, opposing the idea of confinement and separation represented by the wall. They leave the wall in disarray, with stones scattered and gaps widened. This raises the question of whether walls are truly effective in maintaining boundaries. They do more harm than good. No one has witnessed the creation of the gaps. The speaker takes it upon himself to inform his neighbor about them. They meet and walk the length of the wall together to assess the damage. This act of coming together to repair the wall symbolizes their shared responsibility and common ground. As they mend the wall, the speaker contemplates the purpose of such barriers. He questions why the wall is necessary when there is no livestock to be contained. The wall is intended to keep in or keep out, depending on whom it might offend. This suggests a desire for deeper connection and understanding between neighbors, rather than relying solely on physical barriers. The speaker playfully suggests that mischievous elves might be responsible for the gaps in the wall. He recognizes the importance of personal reflection and individual growth in human relationships. In contrast, the neighbor represents tradition and conformity. He repeats the phrase, good fences make good neighbors. Thus reaffirms his belief in the necessity of boundaries. The neighbor is content with maintaining the wall, adhering to the belief passed down from his father. He does not question the purpose of the wall and thinks it fosters good relations. The poem concludes with a sense of tension between the speaker's desire for connection and the neighbor's insistence on maintaining the wall. Frost leaves the reader with a contemplative and open-ended ending, inviting us to reflect on the case. Mending Wall is a nuanced exploration of boundaries and their impact on human connections. Frost challenges the idea that walls inherently foster good relationships and reflects on relationships beyond the confines of physical boundaries. So that was it for today's lesson. I hope you found it interesting. Tell us what you think in the comments. Thank you.